many times have these players been told they're not good enough for this level? Kane was one of them. He didn't get a contract in the CPL this year. And he can eliminate the Halifax Wanderers. Kane!
Our story begins here, at the National Stadium in Toronto, where League One Ontario club Simcoe County Rovers from Barrie, Ontario, have arrived to take on the most successful club in the history of the competition.
Simcoe County Rovers are a community-based football club based in Barrie, Ontario. We wanted to start this club in an area that was underserved. To see this club grow over the last 3 years has been surreal, really. The expectations have been exceeded from on the field with winning the championship in year 2, but then off the field as well. Our community support has been phenomenal. And now we're getting to cap it off with the opportunity to showcase ourselves at a level that's this league, League One Ontario, has never seen before.
We love being the underdogs. Having that aspiration is the reason why we are where we are, and we're a team that has the fight, so we're ready to go to war with anyone. Drawing TFC, it isn't luck. I feel like it's an opportunity for the guys to showcase and really put on for the city of Barrie.
I didn't come here to try to just get a good game. I came here to win. 1, 2, 3, win!
How did we get here? Last season's sweat and effort has been this season's glory, essentially, right? Everything that we did last year is what got us here. When the draw was happening, I said I want Toronto FC because I want to topple the Giants. And I want it for our boys. I don't want it for me. I want it for our boys because I want them to experience being in this venue. I want them to experience playing in front of their home city, in front of their families and friends. And I want them to experience this opportunity because I think it's massive and I think they deserve it. So many people have asked me, how do you plan on winning this game? Everyone's talking to me about tactics. It's not going to take tactics, man. How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered for winning? Or do you want to be remembered for an individual performance? If you want to be remembered for winning, it's going to take everybody in this room.
Simcoe County Rovers take the next step onto the biggest stage in the nation, going up against one of Canada's most storied clubs, Toronto FC.
Look at one another. Visualize the match. Visualize the outcomes, man. And visualize the win. 1, 2, 3, win! Go! Let's go!
As their club president told me, Peter Racco, before the kickoff to this match, once this ball is kicked, it's just football.
Toronto FC hold long stretches of possession from the first whistle and are rewarded for it early in the first half.
On staff, recovers the loose ball. Franklin, another nice looking cross. Owusu! It's off a leg and in the back of the net. TFC on the board. They get their goal inside of 18 minutes.
TFC build on that early goal with a commanding first half performance.
Back for Osorio! It's 4 for TFC, and the captain, in his club record-breaking appearance, gets on the board as well. It is 4 inside of 40. Toronto FC lead League One Ontario Simcoe County Rovers quite convincingly at halftime.
The Rovers showed improvement in the second half, but the match ends in a 5-0 win for Toronto FC.
Blocked on the way by Franklin, up towards the back post, another free header, and finally the dam burst in the second half.
Despite the result, the Simcoe players take a moment to acknowledge their traveling fans. Their run in the Canadian Championship is over, but an undeniable mark on club history has been made.
lots to take away from a technical and tactical perspective. The experience that Toronto FC has and the tempo they were able to play with is a good learning experience for us. And we're just going to have to keep building from here. And I think post-match there was a strong collectivity and there was still a resilience regardless of the scoreline. They still kept playing moment by moment and minute by minute. They kept fighting, and I think they were very proud of each other. That no one really bowed out.
Alongside the action in Toronto, there were 5 other matches taking place in the preliminary round. In Calgary, CPL regular season champions Cavalry FC defeated Vancouver FC 1-0. In the nation's capital, Atletico Ottawa thumped Valor FC with a resounding 7-0 win. While Hamilton's Forge dispatched York United 3-1 to set themselves on course for another deep run in the tournament. In the penultimate game of the round, League One BC side TSS Rovers had their own chance to take on professional opposition as they squared up against Pacific FC on Vancouver Island. And where Simcoe County Rovers had been easily swept aside, TSS Rovers forced their match all the way to penalties. But it was the CPL side that prevailed in the end as Pacific moved on. To close out the opening round, attention shifts to Halifax, where just a stone's throw away from the legendary pubs and ale houses of downtown, the Halifax Wanderers have established one of the best matchday experiences in North America.
There's a recipe here, and you need all the ingredients to kind of make it all come together. I think our location being in the heart of downtown, Halifax is known across the country, maybe across the world, as a fun party city. We've got so many bars, restaurants, a really vibrant downtown experience. To be literally a 10-minute walk from that brings that vibe and that energy here into the grounds. I think the fact that we've been able to piece together a modular, pop-up setup obviously has some drawbacks, but it also has some charm, and it's got some romanticism to it. So it's really got this intimate, unique feel that I think it takes people back a little bit to what they imagine maybe sporting experiences were like 100 years ago.
There's a reason everyone talks about the fans here. I think everyone who's heard about it and then come here, it's even surpassed their expectations. The fans, yeah, there's pubs downtown a few minute walk away. The fans start there and then they come over here, and the energy from the first whistle to the final whistle, whether it's raining, sunny, if the game's going our way, if it's not, they're always behind us. And as a player, and I'm sure as a staff too, we couldn't be more grateful for the support that our fans show us.
Now arriving at the Wanderers' grounds are Halifax's opponents, CS Saint Laurent. A semi-pro outfit from Montreal, Saint Laurent have earned the spot in the Canadian Championship by winning the League One Quebec title. They arrive in Halifax as the underdogs on paper, but believing that an upset win is within their grasp. Saint Laurent are now just hours away from the biggest match in club history. The team is confident, knowing that the players and staff have spent months preparing specifically for this moment.
Ça fait longtemps qu'on se prépare pour ça. Ça fait 3 ans qu'on existe au niveau semi-pro. Les gars s'entraînent depuis début novembre. C'est-à-dire qu'on a fini la saison 2023 en septembre et juste après, on a sauté en novembre, on s'est préparé. Donc les gars sont prêts. C'est comme un gros examen à l'école qu'on a révisé pendant des années. Donc on est prêt. On a couvert tous les angles possibles. Alors maintenant, on veut juste passer à l'action et montrer de quoi on est capable.
En face du public, on n'a rien à perdre. En face du public, tout est dans leur camp. C'est eux qui ont quelque chose à perdre. Pour nous, Au final, si on a quelque chose à perdre, c'est à cause que dans la salle ici, on s'est mis un standard.
Moi, je suis le premier à vouloir jouer au ballon et tout, mais aujourd'hui, c'est la victoire avant tout. Puis, comme il a dit, si ça prend 15, 20, 30 minutes à s'habituer au match, au terrain, s'il faut souffrir comme contre Forge, pendant 90 minutes, on va le faire. Parce qu'on sait qu'on est capable, même si c'est pas le plus beau foot aujourd'hui avec le terrain et tout, faut juste gagner et marquer l'histoire. C'est tout.
As the clock strikes 7 o'clock Atlantic time, the match kicks off.
Of course, semi-professional versus professional, the storylines, they just about write themselves, but there's something special about this CS Saint Laurent side. And the 6 is a tasty ball, and it ends up being a pretty good opportunity for Saint Laurent. The bounce off a couple of bodies. Gagnol Lapore goes down. Dujic, no hesitation from the referee pointing to the spot. As we near 30 minutes, Nimic does what he does best. And Dujic has awarded another penalty, this time to CS Saint Laurent. Kane, he scores 1-1. CS Saint Laurent, they answer minutes after conceding. Lined up, fire deflected, and Saint Laurent score! Rory Kweli in the 65th minute! To Mateo, deeper ball, Dunn goes to work. Taufer gets his shoulder, it trickles in. Halifax have a leveler.
On respire. On a fait ce qu'on avait à faire, maintenant on respire. Et là on tire les gars, sans pression. On a fait ce qu'on avait à faire.
Blue is this side, we are shooting on this side.
Final preparations. Loic Kwemi. He can open the shootout with the goal, and he goes to the top right corner. Brilliant penalty. Zaleski, always denied! Miniatis takes a huge advantage for CS Saint Laurent! That one away from a huge upset. How many times have these players been told they're not good enough for this level? Kane was one of them. He didn't get a contract in the CPL this year. And he can eliminate the Halifax Wanderers. Kane, he scores! CS Saint Laurent will advance and will host Toronto FC!
Sur le championnat canadien TELUS 2024, visitez Canada Soccer.
On l'a fait! On l'a fait!
For scores and comprehensive updates.
On l'a fait, Nick Taras! On l'a fait!